Welcome inside the booth for Game 2 of our KCL doubleheader featuring the Ground Sloths and the Blue Caps. Game 1 is in the books. It was a walk-off win, 8-7. The Bobcats won off of Drew Stevens' walk-off single in the bottom half of the 7th. Welcome to Game 2. My name is Leo Romano alongside my dear friend Cole Stevens, and we have a fun game ahead for you guys.
Absolutely, Leo. And you got to mention the walk-off. That game went into the very bottom. 2 outs on the board. Stevens came up, lathered one right into shallow right center. Got the run from second to come in, the sliding effort into home plate. Now we have an exciting game. The two teams that are at the very bottom of the standings between these 4 KCL teams, they're fighting to just climb up the Ground Sloths, looking for their first win. While the Blue Caps, they fought back. They're 500 on the season. They want to continue on this ride.
You said it best. Ground Sloths looking for their first win, and to start things off, it'll be the shortstop Camden Heinold who will face Zach Corson of the Blue Caps. And baseball is underway at the Corn Crib. 5:44 first pitch, 79 degrees. The wind is blowing from right to left. And the first pitch of the evening is upstairs for ball 1. Zach Corson working from the right side. Here comes the second pitch. That one's right down central. He blows it by.
Yeah, a good second pitch there. You attacked with the off-speed first, then you go right into one of your best pitches, your fastball.
Corson sets. Here comes the 1-1. Dribbled back up the middle. Butler's there. He gathers and tosses it over to first in time for out number 1.
Yeah, slow roller right into the shortstop of Butler. Had to creep up on it to make the throw over to first for the first out, but only 69 miles an hour off the bat. The turf let it glided a little bit more, but nevertheless an effortless throw.
Absolutely not a bad start for Corson, who his last outing gave up 3 hits and 8 runs, along with 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a hit by pitch against the Bobcats last week. Looking to turn things around as he faces Andrew Zimmerman now, as he misses that one high and inside.
And for Zimmerman, being from Eureka, Illinois, I'm not so familiar with Illinois geography, but there's Eureka College right there as well.
That's right. I couldn't tell you where it is. Here comes the 1-0. That one, again, misses high. So his command is just a touch off early. Zimmerman awaits. This one swung on and fouled off.
Good attack, though, by Zimmerman, staying alive in the count. It's a 2-1 after fouling it away, but being able to see multiple pitches and making those small adjustments.
Zimmerman yesterday against the Flamingos went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but he did reach on balls in the third. Here comes the 2-1. This one catches a piece of the outside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, good placement on that pitch. Got it right on the edge to get the second strike.
Zimmerman's had a hot start to the season at the plate, known for his gap-to-gap hitting. Here's the 2-2. Jams him inside, checks his swing, ball 3.
And a full count approach. For a pitcher here, you're looking to put something maybe high and away and make Zimmerman reach for it. But on the other side, if you're Zimmerman, don't swing at anything that's outside.
Zimmerman awaits. Corson sets and fires that one. Right as you said it, KC on the outside corner doesn't get the third baseman to bite, and he'll be on for the first base runner of the game.
The pitch was way outside in the other opposite batting box, having the catcher and Grimmy have to reach out for it and not letting a pass ball go by, but now 1 out on the board, a runner on first.
With a runner on, Tanner Soshanek is now the batter. He's playing right field today for the Ground Sloths. Corson waits and delivers. Again, high and inside.
Notice Corson, though, in these first 3 batters that he's faced, attacked the top half of the zone, going really more with his fastball and off speed that just hasn't dropped in to maybe the bottom half yet today.
Sets, fires. Right down central, strike 1.
That's the pitch that you want to see from a guy who struggled after drawing a walk in Zimmerman with a runner on first, 1 out on the board. You have potential to turn a double play and get your bats going.
Soshinek off to a strong start as well this season. He's 2 for 3. Didn't see any action yesterday and see some movement out of Corson there, but it just misses high. It's now 2-1.
And just the control on the curveball. Look at the way he released it, very high on that arc right before he came down with it, and very high outside up top of the zone.
Corson, he brings the 2-1 right in the zone. That's a good pitch, 2-2.
Wow. Looking at the placement of that right in the corner, Leo, you don't see that often with the KCL pitchers. They're very young. They don't have much control, but overall, Corson is finding the zone.
He sure is. Here comes the 2-2. That one in the dirt. And Soshinek wisely advises Zimmerman to stay on as Greamy has a nice stop behind the plate. And that's been a problem this year, too. The ball's been getting away from these young catchers. Steady improvements throughout the last couple of weeks, but still a problem. We'll see if it arises today. Here's the payoff pitch from Corson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. What a scrumptious pitch there.
I mean, puts it right into the zone, having the batter reach for it, and Soshinek, and going down swinging, 2 outs on the board after the ground out for the leadoff hitter, and now you're towards the middle of your lineup here with a runner on first, 2 outs on the board in the top of the first.
A massive out for out number 2. Brings up the catcher, Josh Bass. See what Bass can do. First pitch just misses low and away. Bass quickly behind 1-0. Josh Bass, the catcher, attends Sauk Valley Community College. He's from nearby Clinton, Illinois. An athletic player. Very versatile. Here comes the 1-0. This one lined. What a catch by Butler at shortstop. And that'll do it. The top half of the first is in the books. It's still 0-0 here in Normal. Welcome back to the Corn Crib for Game 2 of the doubleheader today in the Colonels Collegiate League. The home team, the Blue Caps, now step up to the plate for the first time. This gives us a good opportunity to go through their lineup, presented by myself, Leo Romano. Playing center field and batting first will be Drew Ward. Austin Lucas, he's playing second and batting second. Carson Butler's the shortstop today in the 3-hole. Batting cleanup, Michael Lucas, the left fielder. The right fielder, Carter Lang, is in the 5-hole. In the 6th spot, Max Greamy, the catcher. Trey Schilling, he'll play third and bat 7th. Michael Roselle is in the 8-hole. He'll play first base. And Jace Boudreau, the DH, rounding out the lineup for the Blue Caps. And on the mound for the Ground Sloths is Kyler Popovich. Kyler Popovich is a left-handed pitcher from Mahomet, Illinois. He attends Morton Community College and has played in one game thus far for the Ground Sloths. In that game, pitched 2.1 innings, faced only 10 batters, giving up 2 hits, and striking out 4.
Yeah, he's going to have a tough task to ask for a pitcher. You're playing a team that's what you could almost consider on a winning streak. You get that win. You're now 500 on the year. The Blue Caps are 2-2. This is the 5th game. You've had a lot of chances to see how these teams play, and as a pitcher, you have to make adjustments just like batters do.
That's right, and you mentioned the challenge he's going to have up and down this Blue Caps lineup, and it starts right away with Drew Ward, who's stepping up to the plate. Drew Ward last night against the Bobcats went 1 for 2 in that 10-0 Mercy Rule win. Walked and scored his first time up and hit the game's only home run, and it was a shot. A no-doubter right off the bat. Let's see if he can't do it again. He digs in, and Kyler Popovich will deliver the first pitch of his ball game here today. The lefty with a high kick and a good pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, you mentioned the high kick, and he kind of brings the ball way back when he gets into his load and digs in for potential another strike.
The 0-1 sails high. Looked like he tried to throw his off speed there, just got away.
Yeah, the curveball after the fastball. Good speed, 72 miles an hour, attempting to get the batter to bite on it.
He's got to be careful. Ward has a good bat. Here's the 1-1, and this one's at the hands of the batter, Ward. He won't bite.
And 3 pitches we've seen Popovich go to the top half of the zone, placing one inside, but past 2 pitches have been way up high.
Here's the 2-1. High leg kick again. Delivers a lined shot into left. It gets down. 1 hops to the wall. Ward making his way around first. He'll reach second standing. And it's a lead-off double for the center fielder. What a start.
What a good rip right into left field. Like you mentioned, 92 miles an hour off the bat. Had the distance. 310 is how far that ball traveled, with the wall being a little taller. 325 into the corner. Just a little more oomph on it, and that ball could have been out of here.
Number 12, Austin Lucas, now digs in on the left-handed side. See if he can't score. Drew Ward, who's now in scoring position right away for the Blue Caps. Popovich checks on Ward. High leg kick again, goes home. That just misses inside. So it's 1-0 now. Austin Lucas, the middle infielder, undecided currently as he checks his swing on that one. So he's undecided also in the box. Didn't play in yesterday's Mercy Rule win, but his brother did. And Michael Lucas had a good game. We'll see him shortly. But for now, here's the 1-1. Of course, looks back, fires. Popovich just off the mark.
You mentioned that there's always that brotherly love that anytime you play with a brother or a close friend on the same team, there's always that competition that goes into it. For Austin Lucas hitting second, and then his brother hitting in the 4-hole.
If you don't think they're comparing batting averages every day, then you're wrong. Ward takes off. He slides and just gets under the tag. It was a nice throw over to Zimmerman by Bass, but our field umpire says Ward got under it.
Yeah, good jump by Ward, too, from second, advancing over to third, and you could see the speed as well.
The early go-ahead run now 90 feet away in the bottom of the first. It's a 3-1 count, no outs. Popovich misses for ball 4. Runners are now on the corners for Carson Butler, the shortstop.
And for Carson Butler, you want to see if you can be chic here and put something in play, try and drive in a run, especially with a runner 90 feet away. Move over the runner from first into second in scoring position if you can lay something down.
As Butler digs in, Popovich looks at Lucas, who's standing on first, dancing a little bit. This one's off the knob and fouled back.
Maybe just a little early on that swing. The pitch was right in the zone. Thought about going all the way around, but didn't time it perfectly.
Popovich sets. Here comes the 0-1. That one's high. Lucas took off. No contest.
Yeah, 2 free bags. I mean, one for Lucas and one for Ward. Very much they've given free bags away today. 2 stolen bases. Could see that become a trend later in this game.
No doubt about it. Popovich looks back at Lucas. Now sets to fire to home. That one's a check swing. The umpire says he did not go around, so Butler now ahead 2-1 in the count.
Yeah, with no outs on the board, you now have 2 runners in scoring positions here in the bottom of the first. The opportunity to put something in play is very dangerous for the ground sloths defense.
Exactly, and Butler tripled last night. Let's see what he can do here. He takes that one inside, but the home plate umpire calls it a strike, so it's now 2-2 to the shortstop. Carson Butler, I mentioned it, he tripled his first time and scored last night, stealing home on a pass ball. Here comes the 2-2. That one just upstairs. Looked close.
Yeah, good pitch. Just the off speed has not been working for him today, and Popovich on the mound. He's got to calm down. You have runners on second and third. Get a strikeout here with a full count.
Runners on second and third. No outs in the bottom of the first. Here's the payoff pitch. That one again high and upstairs and outside. So KC, we got the bases loaded now for the cleanup hitter, Michael Lucas.
I mean, yeah, give this guy an inch and he'll go a mile if something's in the zone. With bases loaded, no outs on the board, the bottom of the first, get a lead early.
That's right. You mentioned it, Michael Lucas. Very strong hitter. I feel like he could pull the Excalibur out of the stone. My King Arthur fans know that one. That one is in there for a strike. Nice pitch to start off this at-bat from Popovich.
I mean, yeah, you mentioned the strength that he has off of the bat. Potentially could put it in play. Not much of a shift. You know, it's just the first baseman being right into the infield, not covering first with bases loaded.
Here comes the 0-1. It's a swing and a miss for Lucas. Quickly down 0-2. Last night against the Bobcats in that 10-0 victory, he singled and scored. In fact, he was the 9th run of the ball game, scoring on Braden Montgomery's RBI single. That 0-2 pitch is high. Popovich wastes a pitch there, and wisely so. Last thing you want to do is give up a big hit on an 0-2 pitch.
Absolutely. You're looking to get a strikeout here, get the first out on the board, especially with bases loaded.
Popovich sets and delivers. This one fouled back and away.
Nevertheless, though, good at bat for Lucas, staying alive. You're seeing multiple pitches, adjusting your swing, not really reaching for anything, but the top half of the zone I've mentioned so far early, that's where Popovich is going to attack most of these batters today, and doing well, getting some to reach, but for Lucas, he's being very calm and consistent.
We'll see if Lucas can deliver here. The 1-2 softly popped up and out of play.
I mean, the game that just happened moments ago prior, one ball came right up here, hit the top of the press box. I don't know if you were in here or not, but it sounded like a firework was going off.
Speaking of fireworks, you could catch KC and I calling the 4th of July game on the home team network for the Normal Corn Belters, who are currently on the road. They're 1-3 in their 5-game stint. Here comes the 1-2. That one's outside, just misses the zone. And boy, was that close. Going back to the Corn Belters, first pitch of that game coming your way in about 30 minutes. They're in Chillicothe, Ohio, facing off against the Paints. Here's the 2-2. Again, high. Seems to be a concurrent theme.
It has been for Popovich, and this is where, as a pitcher, you're a little in your head. You've given up back-to-back walks, this double that was right into left field by Ward. Now another full count. We've seen 3 batters stay alive in these full counts and either draw a walk or make contact.
Yeah, this is a big pitch. Here's the payoff. Swung. It's a high fly ball, but it just sails foul.
I mean, had definitely the height to get out and traveled just about 282, but the big question is, how fast did it come off the bat? Just around 78 miles an hour, and that one was just turned a little more to the right. Potentially could have had a grand slam.
Absolutely. Got to be careful here, though, if you're Popovich. Don't want to give him anything to hit. The 3-2 lined into center. It gets over the head of Wagner. 1 run's going to score. Here comes the second. Butler now rounding third. He's going to reach home safely, and it's an bases clearing double for Michael Lucas. I don't know what Wagner was thinking. He comes in on that ball, and it just completely sails over his head.
As a center fielder, you're typically known for your speed and tracking the ball well, covering long distances. Did not take the normal few steps back before you try and track a ball. We've mentioned the wind that's out there today, blowing straight back into center field, so the ball being carried a little further, traveling around 330 feet. Lots of distance to cover for Wagner, but you now have a runner in scoring position, a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the first.
Costly mistake by the pitcher, Kyler Popovich, just hanging one right in the middle of the zone. And you said it. Michael Lucas, you give him an inch, he'll take it a mile. He sure did there. Now Carter Lang's up to bat, and he swings and misses at the first one.
And notice a massive gap between first and second, between Neves and Crawford. Lay one right into that gap. A chance to get the runner to score from second.
Popovich twirls around and checks in on Lucas. No throw.
I mentioned the 10 runs that they scored yesterday. Already off to a hot start. No outs on the board and 3 runs scored.
Down 3-0. Here's Popovich's pitch. It's low. 1-1 now to Carter Lang out of Marion, Illinois. He attends the University of Health Science and Pharmacy in St. Louis. Here's the 1-1. An off-speed pitch that hits the corner.
Some action in the bullpen for the Ground Sloths. After giving up 3 runs, bases loaded, clearing double for Michael Lucas, and you're towards the bottom half of the lineup here in the bottom of the first. You're looking for any production that you can have from your staff.
Popovich sets, looks at Lucas, and delivers. High and inside. Having trouble with command.
Yeah, and for a young guy who needs a deep breath, after you have bases that were cleared, you gave up back-to-back walks, 2 doubles have been hit off of your stuff today, and you need to just see if you can put something in the zone.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a huge first out for Kyler Popovich. Hopefully that helps him settle in.
Good high off-speed pitch, getting Carter Lang to swing on it and for a miss, and that's the good momentum that you want to continue to ride on.
No doubt about it. And now he faces the catcher for the Blue Caps, Max Greamy. Greamy last night walked twice and singled in his last at-bat. So he's seeing the ball really well. Popovich now still down 3-0, but he has 1 out. That one gets by Bass. Lucas will get a free base as he swipes third.
See a bit of a switch up there, too. Playing in second now is Zimmerman, and Neves will move over to third due to potential arm soreness that Zimmerman's having.
Popovich delivers. First strike one now. 1-1 count with one gone here in the bottom of the first. 3-0 lead for the home team, the Blue Caps, who are still at bat. That one's low. 2-1. Kind of seems like the home plate umpire is also squeezing Popovich a little bit, and it doesn't help when your stuff is just a little bit off.
Yeah, and that pitch was right on the bottom half of the corner, just a little outside for the second ball.
The 2-1 again misses the zone.
Also goes with the framing that the catcher has, especially when you're the home plate umpire. You can't see exactly where the ball is going to be over the zone, and you're relying on the framing of the catcher.
Here's the 3-1. That one. Greamy checks his swing. So it'll be ball 4. The Blue Caps now have runners on the corners.
This is where you may go into the guy who's been warming up for the ground sloths. And one out on the board after the going down swing was Carter Lang. Runners on the corners. It may be the end of the day for Popovich. Leo here as the manager for the ground sloths. You're looking to see what you can get out of your starter for sure, and only going a third of an inning, giving up 3 runs and 2 hits, and we're in the bottom of the first. It's a 3-run ball game. The big question is the leash still going to be long, or is it going to be cut short?
You really have to be careful because he's having trouble finding the zone. If he's been just giving up ground balls or weak hits, I'd be fine with it. But given the situation, he's walked 2 hard hits, and I mean hard hits, resulting in doubles. Got to imagine it's a short leash. Popovich definitely looking for the double play ball here as Trey Schilling, the third baseman, steps up to the right-handed batter's box. Popovich will check on the runner at first. This one lined into right. Lucas comes in to score. It's an RBI single for Schilling. And just like that, it's 4-0 Blue Caps.
Yeah, and I believe even a warning was given to the ground sloths bench after something may have been said. The home plate umpire did not like it. He went over there and said, only one more out of you. But with runners on first and second, a 4-run ball game, one out on the board here in the bottom of the first, the ground sloths, they're looking to dig themselves out of this hole.
I missed that. I wonder what it could have been. They're down 4-0. Anyway, Michael Roselle, the first baseman, will see his first pitch. And he'll take that outside for ball 1.
Yeah, the umpire is being a little surreptitious for us, not telling us much about what was given out to. I believe it could have been the manager or a player in the ground sloths dugout.
Roselle subbed in at first for the final 3 outs last night. That pitch from Popovich downstairs for ball 2. He started in several games up to this point. Has racked up a few hits. Another one here would sure be nice and would break this game open. Here comes the 2-0. Runner from second goes to third. Greamy will be there safely, and because it was a pass ball, Schilling also takes second. So 2 runners now in scoring position for Michael Roselle, who's dangerous with runners in scoring position.
We've seen that he's able to hit well, especially in the clutch. You have a runners on second and third, putting a ball in play, extend the lead, 1 out on the board, 3-0 count. You draw a walk and you go to the very bottom where Beaudreau would come up and then you turn over your order.
Typically with the 3-0 count, you're not swinging, but he's got to have the green light. Here's the pitch. That one's low again. Ball 4. And for the second time tonight, the bases are loaded for the Blue Caps.
And if you're the Blue Caps, You're very raptured with what's going on today. Very happy with how things have been playing out. 4 runs scored, another bases loaded situations, 1 out on the board, and the only out was going down swinging was Carter Lang. And towards the very last guy in your lineup, turn it over, continue to get more at-bats.
Jace Boudreau is tonight's DH. He lets the first pitch of the at-bat sail by for ball 1. It was high and away. A spot that Popovich is all too familiar with today. Popovich will go from the stretch. Glove to his face. Here's the high leg kick. And there's a high pitch. Luckily, Bass keeps that one in front of him. Last time these Blue Caps had the bases loaded, it was the left fielder, Michael Lucas, who sent a ball over the head of Wagner in center for a bases clearing double. Here's the 2-0. That one's low and gets away from Bass. Greamy's going to come in and score standing. It's 5-0. Schilling advances to third and Roselle to second.
3 pass balls in the first inning overall for Popovich. The control's not there. He's walked 4 batters, He's given up 3 hits, 5 runs, and chance to draw another walk here for the Blue Caps.
He's already given up 4 free bases. I mean, evidence does not need proof as that one misses for ball 4. It'll be 5 walks now for Popovich, the first time through the order. And we go back to Drew Ward, who led things off with a double. But before that, Popovich's day is going to be done after just 1/3 inning of work and leaving the bases loaded for who's ever next. He'll finish giving up 5 walks, 2 doubles, 1 single, so 3 total hits. Struck out Carter Lang in the middle of the order.
Not the most productive day out of a guy, out of your starter, Popovich. You mentioned 3 hits that were given up. A 3 RBI double from Michael Lucas. And then it just went downhill from there. You get the strikeout, and you thought maybe this could turn around, but I mean, the walk, the single, and then back-to-back walks to turn the order over for Drew Ward, who led things off with a double and a stolen bag. You'll have a new arm on the mound.
Kyler Popovich's day is done early. He's given up 5 runs and is responsible for the 3 runners on base. And now he'll hand things over to the right-hander, Mason Souter. Casey, what can you tell us about Mason?
Yeah, very young guy. Attends Carl Sandberg from Metamora, Illinois. Stuff is a little all over the place, too. You're going to see some young pitchers not able to find the zone right away. With the situation with bases loaded, 1 out on the board, you come into where after Popovich only went a third, giving up 5, what can you do to show the trust in your manager?
And his first 2 pitches missed low and away. He's facing Drew Ward, who's up for the second time this inning. He led off the bottom of the first with a double. Since then, he's scored. 4 other teammates of his have scored, and it's 5-0 with only one away. This one struck well, but foul. 2-1 now to Ward.
And for Sauter, at this point, you want to get strikeouts. Either turn a double play, allow weak contact to be made, and let your defense make the plays at first and second.
The 2-1. High and inside again. I sound like a broken record. But location from Popovich to Sauter have been quite familiar so far. Here's the 3-1. Ripped down the line and fouled. A break for the ground slots. That one was hit hard.
Hard ball that was, like you mentioned, ripped into that foul territory. Had the angle to almost get and bounce in front of the third base bag, but a little too much wind brought it and fouled it away.
Drew Ward now faces a 3-2 count. Here comes the payoff pitch from Sauter. He sets and delivers a nice curveball on the outside corner. Doesn't get Ward to bite. And now it's 6-0 in favor of the Blue Caps.
Yeah, drawing a run in, too, to make it a 6-run ball game, like you mentioned. And you've seen multiple free bags given up. 6 walks today collectively between these two pitchers and Popovich and now Sauter.
You mentioned the 6 walks. That's now 3 consecutive and 4 in the last 5 batters. And Sauter finally finds the zone for strike 1 against Austin Lucas. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away. Nice play by Nieves, who started the game at second but went over to third, as KC mentioned, and he tracks that one down in foul territory for a much-needed second out.
Yeah, good pop-up right into foul territory, like you mentioned, for Nieves. Tracking the ball, we've seen some troubles for these defenders out there for the ground slots. It's bottom of the first. Get this third out here and see if you can get your bats going.
Butler now digs in. The first one to him is in the dirt. Carson Butler's headed to Heartland Community College, so he'll call the Corn Crib his home throughout the college season as well. Here's the 1-0 to him, and it's low and away.
Mentioned the Corn Crib, a beautiful place to play some baseball. Into right field, just about, you could say, 150 feet, that low wall, a lot of home runs hit in that direction.
The 2-0 is also low. So it's now 3-0, the count, to the shortstop Butler. That pitch is fired in there for strike 1.
Some of these guys are used to playing in the hotter weather. A bit of a beautiful, cool day. Kind of feels like fall here.
This one chopped foul and behind him. Now the count is full with 2 gone. And the Blue Caps already up 6-0 here in the bottom of the first. Here comes the payoff pitch. The runners go. Chopped over to Zimmerman at second. He'll make the play. And after a long first inning, the Blue Caps put up 6 runs. It's 6-0 after 1. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the official YouTube of the Normal Corn Belters. After giving up 6 in the bottom half of the first, the ground sloths Bats are now back at home plate for the top half of the second, and Andrew Wagner, the center fielder, will lead things off. He's in the 5th spot today for the away team. Gavin Bailey is in the 6th spot. He's playing in left field. The DH is Tyler Cerna, batting 7th. Batting 8th is Adon Nieves. He's playing second base. And at first, Cameron Crawford, he'll be the 9-hitter. Andrew Wagner attends Parkland Community College and is from Effingham, Illinois. Only about 2 hours southeast of Normal. This one's popped up and right behind us for strike 1. Wagner, he's played 3 games now with the Ground Sloths this season. 2 for 7 with 2 RBIs. And he had the 1 hit last night to lead off the 7th and then stole a base but never came around to score. Here's the 0-1. That one gets away from Zach Corson, who's still on the bump for his second inning of work. He pitched a good first frame, retiring the shortstop Camden Holden on a grounder to shortstop, then walked Zimmerman, struck out Sushinik, and got Bass to line out to his shortstop, Butler. Here's the 1-1. This one is blown by the batter. Wagner whiffs at that one, high and in the zone.
Yeah, 84 miles an hour off of the hand, of course, and a good pitch to make the batter swing.
Wagner down 1-2. That one almost hits him, but it's off the knob of the bat. They're giving him the base. No, they're not. A lot of confusion. Both sides going at it. The Blue Caps bench says it's a foul ball. The Ground Sloths say it hit his hands. Who knows, KC? I'll tell you, more mouths, we'll have more talks. Here's the 1-2. This one again fouled off.
That's the fastest pitch we've seen all day from Corson. 86 miles an hour, and you mentioned more mouths, more talks. Very controversial call, back-to-back chances for the batter and Wagner where he check swing. It may have clipped him, and it was fouled away.
Wagner now sees the 1-2 pitch. That one, a dirty pitch, low and away. And he retires Wagner on strikes. I mean, that one was in the zone the entire time and immediately broke off, and Wagner, he can't hold his bat on his shoulder, goes around, and he's retired on strikes.
Yeah, a pitch that you mentioned broke right before it hit home plate, getting Wagner to check his swing for the second strikeout today for Corson.
Now it's the lefty and left fielder, Gavin Bailey, who digs in on the left side. The first offering is fouled up and away for strike 1.
We've seen better control for the Blue Caps in pitching. Go back a few games ago. They walked 15 batters in one game.
Oh. That's rough. Much improved, though, this pitching roster, as the 0-1 misses just inside. Counts now 1-1 now with one away in the top of the second. In a game, the Blue Caps lead 6-0 after 3 hits in the bottom of the first. Here's the leg kick, lined over the second baseman, Austin Lucas, who can't make the catch. Lang bobbles it in right, but not enough for Bailey to come around. It'll be a single with 1 out for Gavin Bailey.
First hit of the day for the Ground Sloths. Their second man aboard after Andrew Zimmerman drew the walk back in the first and went out on the board towards the bottom part of your lineup. These guys need to produce if you want to make this a closer ball game.
Cerna now, the DH, digs in with his teal bat over his shoulder, and he swings and misses for strike 1. Cerna didn't play yesterday, so this is his first time back on the field and in the lineup since 6-7 day. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. That one misses. It's 1-1 now.
So about a week ago. See what I did there?
That's right.
Yeah.
About a week ago.
Thank you. I had to
Good song.
build off. I had to build off your 6-7.
Here comes the 1-1 to Cerna. That one's fouled off and into the dugout. Nice play by, well, I don't know who it is, but a ground sloth who's sitting right next to the dugout in the sunshine. It's a beautiful day, by the way.
I mentioned it's just around 68 degrees here. Some of these guys typically play. We've had very hot days here in Normal. It's about, I would say, 87 degrees, maybe even 90 have been the hottest days.
That pitch sails high and away. It's now 2-2.
I got to ask you, and anytime in these hot days, the UV's pretty high too. Are you out tanning?
I'm not, but I'll tell you who is. My sister. She's obsessed with it, but for some reason, she just can't get that tan. Here's the 2-2 with one away now. Cerna patiently awaits. Swings on this one. Oh, what a diving stop by Schilling. He won't make the play, but he keeps that in front of him. And it stops Bailey from getting to first, from first to third.
A good dive from the third baseman and Schilling, and kind of snow-coned the ball into his glove, which allows the infield hit. So back-to-back hits given up by the Blue Caps pitching staff, and runners on first and second, chance to get the first run scored for the Ground Sloths.
And it's Nieves who has a chance. This one up the middle to Butler, who steps on 2 for 1 and fires over to first for the double play. Roselle reaches out for that one. Wow. KC, how about that?
I mean, he kind of second-guessed himself on where second base was at first and still whipped it over to the first baseman and Crawford for the double play ball, but good way to stop the production. From back-to-back singles, you turn a double play, and you get your bats going after scoring 6 runs on 3 hits the last time the Blue Caps were up.
And right when it looked like the Ground Sloths were going to cut into the 6-0 lead, it's a double play for the Blue Caps defense. And up next for the home team will be Michael Lucas, Carter Lang, and Max Greamy. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the official YouTube of the Normal Corn Belters. Mason Souter is still on the mound for the Ground Sloths, and for the Blue Caps, it's the cleanup hitter Michael Lucas, who his last time up hit a bases-clearing double over the head of Wagner in center field, and he takes the first pitch for strike 1. Souter working quickly. That off-speed pitch is also in there. So quickly, he's ahead 0-2. Working from the windup. Oh, what a nice pitch. Gets Lucas down on strikes for out number 1.
3-pitch strikeout, the way to do it after a tough going back in the first inning. Started off hot. Now you've struck out 2 batters collectively between 2 pitchers. Carter Lang up to bat, struck out the last time up.
Carter Lang's playing right field today. He takes a lazy swing at a high pitch for strike 1.
Slow swing there. Did not track the ball well. Very up high and towards the hands.
Grounded over to Heinold. That one bounces off and into no man's land. Lang digging for two. He'll get there in time as he slides head first. And Carter Lang takes advantage.
Gap between the foul line and kind of left center that Bailey had to get to and allowed a double for Lang.
That's right. It would have been a nice play. It goes down as a hit. The first offering to Greamy is fouled away. 0-1 count now with one away in the bottom of the second. Blue Caps still up 6-0 and threatening. Souter will check on Lang and sets to fire home. Just misses low. There's been a lot of good pitches all around the zone. Ground sloths yet to get the benefit of the doubt. Souter just looking for one to go his way as that one misses outside. Now he's down 2-1. Max Greamy, by the way, spells his first name with 2 X's. How cool is that?
You don't see that often.
Pretty unique. Lined over the shortstop's head and through the gap in left center. Lang comes around to score, and it's an easy stand-up double for Greamy. Make it the 4th of the game for the Caps.
Wow. You could hear the pop off of the bat, 100 miles an hour. That ball was ripped right into left center, rolled into the back of the wall. Stand-up double with a run scored. Extend their lead to 7 runs to nothing.
The Blue Caps were up a touchdown after one. The extra point is good. It's 7-0 at the Corn Crib. Souter's off-speed pitch is in for strike one on the inside corner to Schilling. Schilling singled his first time up. Let's see if he can't do it again. Souter out of the stretch. Goes with another off-speed pitch that misses low and away.
I mean, for Schilling, he singled, like you mentioned, and drew a run in. Now a runner in scoring position, the opportunity to draw another run in and make it an 8-run ball game. But at the same time, look at the pitching for Sauter. Got the strikeout to lead things off, giving up back-to-back doubles. Potentially try and get something in the zone here.
That one's good. That was his best pitch of the night. It's 1-2. Getting ahead's going to be important for the Ground Sloths, especially when they need to dig themselves out of a 7-0 hole. Souter looks back to Greamy. Up the middle. Heinold's there and makes the throw in time. What a great play. That ball rolled over second base, and Heinold out of nowhere collects it and fires over to Crawford for the out.
Yeah, Heinold just showed off the leather, tracked it well, got it in his hand, and ripped it over to Crawford, the first baseman, for the second out. Moves over the runner from second to third, so 90 feet away from another score, but Rosell, who drew a walk the last time up, is up.
That one's on the outside corner. Catches a piece of the zone, however, for strike one. So Souter's ahead 0-1 here with 2 gone in the second, and he fires that one by Rosell as well. So it's 0-2, and Souter's wasting no time. He's ready to pitch. Here comes the 0-2. Off speed, misses low and away. It's a good 0-2 pitch, though. But Rosell doesn't bite. Quickly, here's the 1-2 on the outside corner. Ground Sloths thought it was strike 3. The manager yells it was right there. Everyone thought it was right there.
Good call by the home plate umpire. Outside in the opposite box.
You could tell Souter released some anger on that 2-2 pitch. So now it's a full count with 2 gone. 7-0 Blue Caps. Runner in scoring position. Rosell the batter. Souter delivers. That one's high for ball 4. And the tensions continue to rise.
you're the Blue Caps, the chance to go and give your leadoff guy, if you turn over here, 3 at-bats in 2 innings, that's impressive, nevertheless, by a team, and just seeing the ball well.
And it'll be up to Jace Boudreau to see if the Blue Caps can get back to Ward. Souter misses way outside there, quickly behind 0-1. Jace Boudreau, another one of these guys who walked his first time up. He's doing the designated hitting tonight. And he's ahead 2-0. Souter have to find the zone with this pitch. And he does. Dribbled over, and Crawford will make the play himself. But not before the Blue Caps tack on another. It's 7-0. 2 innings in the books. You're listening to KCL Baseball by Leo Romano and KC Stevens. It appears that Zach Corson's day is done. And after 2 innings of work, he struck out 2 and got the double play ball off the bat of Nieves to end his outing. And now it's Brody Stonesifer, the right-hander, who steps in place for Corson. He gets a weak fly ball over to the second baseman. Austin Lucas makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, and for Stonesifer coming in after the 2-inning performance that Corson had, only giving up 2 hits, a walk, and 2 Ks, the first pitch popped up into shallow right center. Seeing the ball well, the bottom of the lineup is, but now you flip over.
1 pitch, 1 out. That always feels good if you're on the bump. Heinl now lets the first pitch of the at-bat zoom in there for strike 1.
It'll also be the end of the day for Max Screamy. He walked and drew a double with an RBI, but a new man behind the dish is Beckman.
Beckman's done some good catching so far this year for the Blue Caps. He just secured strike 1. And now here comes the 0-1 from Stonesifer, and it's blasted but fouled behind us for strike 2.
Got a little scared there, didn't you? I saw you almost jump out of your chair, and
maybe a little bit.
man, we got some windows in front of us. I think we're fine.
Yeah, there's windows and netting, so not the best look for me. Here comes the 0-2. Lined and grounded into center field. It'll be a base knock for the leadoff hitter, Camden Heinold.
And just the third hit of the day for the ground slots. All singles, no more. Good chance to get on base, and that's exactly what your leadoff hitter does, and you're looking for the middle part of your lineup to build upon that.
Sure are. Zimmerman, who walked his first time, will be up to bat next. But before then, we got a little meeting on the mound.
Dave Lingley will go down there and talk to his pitcher. You give up a hit, 1 out on the board, you're up 7. I think at this point you just say, hey, I need you to put something where the batters can't reach it. Maybe attack the outside part of the zone for anyone, or even go on the inside. Last pitch was towards the opposite side of the zone for the batter, the righty, and lathered it right into the outfield for a knock. And looks like Lingley will just come off of home plate and say, all right, I need to see what you can do. Claps his hands, and he'll walk back. I love his shoes, too, the bright neon yellow shoes.
Matches his bright personality.
It takes some courage to rock the white pants, the kind of navy blue, the gray hat, and the bright shoes.
I don't know if I could do that. I'm not going to lie.
I think you could.
Heinold, the runner, takes off. Beckman's throw gets into the outfield. Ward will collect it. And Heinold will stay at second. Zimmerman's the batter right now. That pitch was a ball, so he's up in the count 1-0. Zimmerman from Eureka, Illinois. Attends Eureka College. And about 2.5 hours away from Eureka College, as that one's downstairs, is Stevenson High School, home of the NBA Finals MVP, Jalen Brunson.
Good connection there. Illinois State Championship for the 4A division, and just won the NBA championship. I believe that was last night.
This one roped. Coming over to make the catch is Michael Lucas. He'll drop it on the transfer. So Heinold will take third. And now there's going to be a discussion on whether or not it was on the catch or the transfer. The teams both have words for the umpire. Zimmerman's confused. He's still standing at second. Now he jogs to the dugout. So it'll go down as a fly out to Lucas. And on the transfer, bobbles it, so Heinold will get third. But there's 2 gone now.
A bit of a confusing play for the center fielder. Ward tracked it into left center, collected it, but you mentioned on the transfer, ball just fumbled out of his hands, and now you have a runner 90 feet away.
That curveball misses down and away to Soshinek. Soshinek struck out his last time up. He's playing right field. Here's the 1-0. Roped into right, but right at Lang, who gathers it for out number 3. So it's not a 1-2-3 inning, but it is a quick one, as Soshinek is retired for the final out. As we head to the bottom of the third, we're due up for the Blue Caps. It's back to the top of the order as Drew Ward, Austin Lucas, and Carson Butler will all get their third try at home plate. Mason Souter back on the bump for the ground sloths, looking to shut down the Blue Caps, who own a 7-0 lead at the Corn Crib in the bottom of the third. His first offering zips by for strike one.
And that swing, just a little cattywampus. Mislined it to, he couldn't make contact with it and gets down in the count.
Cattywampus, indeed. And so was that pitch. That missed high and inside. Almost caught a piece of Ward, who doubled his first time up and reached his second time up on a walk. This one's popped up and fouled away. We'll do it again. 1-2 now. Ward, he might be playing center field, but he also pitches from the right side.
And utility guy.
No doubt. Here's the 1-2. Line to short. One hopper. Heinold fires. Not in time. Drew Ward with an infield single as he shows off the speed.
Wow. The athletic throw from the shortstop, making it over to first. I mean, Heinold, just the zip on that ball. It looked like Derek Jeter midair, contorted body, and not able to get the ball there in time, but very close call.
So Drew Ward's now halfway to the cycle through 3 at-bats. Ground ball to Nieves, and he bobbles it. Ward goes to third, no contest there. Runners on the corners now after the error from the second baseman. And the Blue Caps are in business.
I know the World Cup's going on, and looks like Zimmerman, who's playing at second now, got nutmegged. Ball just went right between his legs and allows the runners to reach on the corners. 7-run ball game here in the bottom of the third. No outs on the board. Runner 90 feet away from the potential 8th run being scored.
Carson Butler stands tall. He's got his all-black bat with the white tape on it. First one sailed upstairs. Souter takes a deep breath, fires home, and it's fouled back and away by the shortstop. Ward on third. Lucas on first after the error. Swing and a miss, strike two. Good off-speed pitch there from Souter.
It looks like he stole it right away from him, making him bite on it. Almost looked like Catwoman stealing diamond necklace for the second strike.
Here's the 1-2. Lifted high and deep to center. Wagner having trouble with it. It's over his head. Ward comes in to score. Lucas is held at third base. And it's a double for Carson Butler. How about that?
And the RBI double. We've seen some center fielders today have issues tracking the ball. The wind blowing right out into center. South here in the Corn Crib. And, I mean, back-to-back times where go back to the first inning, the center fielder for the Blue Caps tonight. And Ward, who couldn't track it well. And now Wagner having some issues.
8-0 ball game now in favor of the Blue Caps. Souter tries to keep his composure and fires in strike one. Hard to do, though, when you're down 8-0 and facing a mercy rule opportunity. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to third. Nieves makes the play. Gets it over to Crawford in time for the first out. But not before the 9th run comes in for the Blue Caps as Lucas comes across home plate. And Butler is held at second.
Pretty much a sacrifice there. You get the runner to score in after the hard ground ball hit into Nieves to throw over to Crawford for the second out, and you score another run, a runner still in scoring position.
And it brings up Carter Lang, who goes golfing on a pitch low and away.
And you know your fair share of golf.
Sure do. Fun game. Tough, though. The 0-1 fouled back and away. Quickly behind now, 0-2 is Lang. Lang doubled his last time up. It was off the glove of Heinold. It would have been a great play, should he have made it. Called a hit, and deservedly so. Came off the bat pretty hot. Here's the 0-2. He just kind of lunges for that one to stay alive, and he does.
A pitch outside in the opposite batter's box to the left side of the box, and reaching for it, and down on the count, 0-2.
Here comes the 0-2. Misses low and away. Lang, we mentioned his double, but he did strike out the first time. Staying alive, though, here. That was a good cut as he fouls that back and away.
And Leo, we got some action in the ground sloths bullpen. Runner on second here in the bottom of the third, a 9-run ball game. The Blue Caps lead after run ruling yesterday. 10 runs scored by them.
Grounded over to shortstop. Heinold fields it cleanly, makes the play to Crawford. Crawford over to third. The throw in time, and the tag applied by Nieves. It's a double play. Souter works himself out of a jam thanks to some great defensive prowess by the ground sloths.
How often do you see a 6-3-5 double play? Not often. Heinold got the ball, the shortstop did, whipped it over to first for the force out, and then the throw from Crawford to Nieves to get the tag down off of the sliding Butler. 2 outs. Now get those bats going. You're down 9. Opportunities are here for the ground sloths to potentially crawl back in this game.
That's right. We'll head to the top of the 4th when we return. The tall lefty, Brody Stonecipher, still in for the Blue Caps, trying to keep the shutout for alive as they're up 9-0 through 3 innings of play here at the Corn Crib. And if there's ever a time for the ground sloths to pounce like Catwoman, it's right now. Josh Bass is in the cleanup spot. He'll lead things off from the left-hand side. Andrew Wagner will be up next, and then Gavin Bailey in the 6th hole. Lefty on lefty matchup, and Stonecipher on the mound gets ahead.
Good pitch inside near the hands of Bass, making him freeze for the first strike.
Here comes the second offering. It's playable for the center fielder Ward, who makes it look easy for out number 1. Center field, they've had their troubles out there today on both sides, but Ward was comfortably under that one.
Yeah, we've seen both teams struggle, like you mentioned, in center field. The wind blowing straight out to them. It has led to a few runs being scored, hits flying a little further than they typically do today.
Wagner, the righty, now digs into the right-handed side. And that one sails upstairs for ball one.
Yeah, the strikeout victim to Corson back in the second, one of the two, and Stone Cipher up. He's still searching his first strikeout of the night.
Sure is. That one almost hits Wagner. Actually, it was really close to catching his bat behind his head.
I mean, sometimes you go bowling and you get a gutter ball, and that's what exactly happened there.
Good way to put it. Here's the 2-0 with one away in the top of the fourth. Oh, that one catches a piece of his head. And he's shaken up, but he'll walk that one out to first. We could have saw that one coming after the last pitch. Thank goodness for the helmet. That was a scary moment.
That went out of control, 82 miles an hour out of the arm and hitting the helmet of Wagner. Gains a free base and very scary situation overall. And Dave Langley may just take his pitcher out after that. Stone Cipher just finishing an inning and a third. No one warming up yet. And I mean, the question is, how okay is taking a helmet to the head for Wagner? And if I'm the head coach for either team, I'm still saying, all right, we need to calm him down and ensure this game doesn't get out of hands.
This is where I would change the rules of baseball, Cole. And stick with me here, see if this makes any sense. So Wagner just gets hit it pretty hard in the head. I mean, 82 miles an hour to the noggin's no joke. He should be able to get a pinch runner without having to sub out of the game.
I like the idea. I do like the idea, and you give your guy a chance to get checked out by the trainer if that's needed. And
Exactly.
I mean, you could always say he's eating his apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. And he's still out there on first, standing up tall, and I mean, he may break for second and get a free bag.
Yeah, he looks good. No head nods or anything that gives a sign of a concussion. So we'll continue to play as Bailey digs in for another lefty-on-lefty matchup. But you're right, Wagner must be eating his fruits and veggies because he's standing tall at first base after that scary moment. That one misses outside. It's now 2-0 to Bailey.
Stone Cipher has not been able to put a ball into the zone in this inning here in the top of the fourth. One out on the board, still a 9-run lead for the Blue Caps.
Gavin Bailey lets that one go. Beckman's throw down, not in time. And as you called it, Cole, Wagner swipes second.
Yeah, Leo, and it's a 3-0 count. Good opportunity for the runner to break and get a free bag. You were hit by a pitch, and I mean, get your stats to continue to add to the box score if you can.
Absolutely. He looks okay. 3-0 count now, one away. That one never had a chance. Ball 4. Take your base, Mr. Bailey.
And back-to-back free passes for the ground sloths, and 3 hits collectively through their lineup today, and it brings up Tyler Cerna, who was one of the 3 back in the second.
Down 9-0. Ground sloths trying to manufacture something with 1 out. It appeared that Wagner was going to break for third, but he stays put at second. And the first offering to Cerna misses for ball 1.
And Leo, you got to put something in the zone here if you're Stone Cipher. Runners on first and second.
But he misses again upstairs for ball 2.
I believe we've seen 8 balls in a row being thrown. And not what you want to see if you're Dave Langley, the head manager for the Blue Caps. And runners on first and second, don't allow your lead to slip away.
That's right. Finally finds the zone for strike 1 to Cerna. It's now 2-1. And to your point, Cole, There's some action in the bullpen. Another lefty warms up, and Stonecipher comes to the dish, and that's high and inside again.
Leo, we've noticed just control's been the big issue here for Stonecipher. He's kind of relying more on his pitches to go up high into that right side in the batter's box, which is more dangerously if you're a right-handed batter.
Cerna steps out of the box to call time, waving the pink bat around. Here's the 3-1. High leg kick again. That pitch is low, but it's in there for strike 2.
Typically hasn't been called tonight, but getting the very bottom half of the zone for a full count.
Good call by our home plate umpire. Here comes the payoff pitch. The runners take off. It's a swing and a miss for strike 3, but Beckman decides not to throw it down. So Wagner and Bailey now find themselves in scoring position with 2 gone.
For Wagner, 2 stolen bags for him being out there on the base paths after being hit by pitch. And, if the Ground Sloths end up winning this game, potential for him to be the player of the game after grabbing 2 free bags. And even if they don't, he should still hold his head up high. Grabbing 2 bags is very impressive out there on the base paths.
That's right. Now it's Nieves who steps in. He takes ball 1. So he's quickly ahead 1-0. Nieves, his last time up, he grounded into a double play right at the shortstop, Butler, who initially had trouble finding the bag but found it and fired it over to Roselle in time. Here comes the 1-1. A swing and a miss. A bit early there for Nieves.
Good pitch, though, and the off-speed after going to your fastball, you break it down. 13 miles an hour difference between the 2 pitches to get the batter to swing and miss.
Big pitch here for Stonecipher. The 1-2 grounded right back at him, and he'll flip it over to Roselle. And just like that, the Blue Caps prevent the Ground Sloths from scoring.
Yeah, and you hold on to your 9-run lead. Runners on second and third. Soft contact right into the pitcher to get the out at first. You force the Ground Sloths pitching staff to get their arms going and play defense before you can get your bats going. For the Blue Caps, they're off to a great start. 9-run lead going into the bottom of the 4th.
No doubt about it. The Blue Caps will look to tack on. It'll be Max Greamy leading things off, Trey Schilling, and then Michael Roselle. And when we return, Cole Stevens will take over the play-by-play.
Back in normal with KCL action. Cole Stevens with Leo Romano. A 9-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Leading things off will be the catcher, Tice Beckman. First pitch to him is swung on for a strike.
Tice Beckman earlier today subbed in for the catcher Max Greamy.
The 0-1. Go downstairs for a ball and subbing in back in the 2nd inning. Beckman did. His first at-bat of the day. Third pitch to him is outside for a ball. Overall, anytime you have the depth at your catching position, very helpful. The 2-1. Lifted high up into right shallow field. Under it is the right fielder, but calling everyone off is the second baseman. Tracking it in is Soshanek for the first out.
Nice play there by Soshanek, who comes all the way from right field to make the catch. Almost another scary moment as he almost collides with Zimmerman, the second baseman. But no harm, no foul. And quickly, Souter gets one away. Souter's actually been dealing.
Done well. Trey Schilling will step in to the box. First pitch to him is off the glove and outside for a ball. Go back to that last play. Zimmerman was coming in near the foul territory. Almost collided, like you mentioned, with Silshanek. Had to catch the ball over his head. The 1-0 is outside for 2 balls and no strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. A 9-run lead for the Blue Caps. Kicks and deals. Lifted up into left field. Tracking it well is Bailey. He gets under it for the second out.
2 gone quickly here for Souter. Call it kismet, but I feel a 1-2-3 inning.
I could see it here. Towards the bottom half of the lineup, Michael Roselle steps in. He's drawn 2 walks today. 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the 4th. 9-run lead for the Blue Caps. They're up to bat. The Ground Sloths on defense. Stepping in. Sauter kicks and deals. Gets the bottom half of the zone for his first strike.
Home plate umpire hasn't given many of those calls, but that one well placed.
The 0-1. Up high for a ball. Seen the zone kind of be a little wider than up and tall today, and pitchers are attacking it well. Pitch outside for a ball.
That's confusing if you're a batter. You're used to a thinner zone.
The 2-1. Swung on for a strike. For this is your favorite call, the deuces. 2 balls,
Sure
2 strikes, 2 outs. The 1-2-3 opportunity. Kicks, deals. Fire for strike 3. Going down swinging, Michael Roselle.
How about that? 1-2-3.
After the bottom of the 4th, a 9-run lead still for the Blue Caps. The Ground Sloths go into the dugout. We'll be right back for top of the 5th action. Back in normal, a 9-run ball game led by the Blue Caps against the Ground Sloths, but typically home to the normal Corn Belters, the Corn Crib is. They're on the road right now, and Leo, I think they may be having a good game.
They are, very much like this game. The normal Corn Belters are also pitching a shutout. They're in the top of the 4th in Chillicothe, up 4-0 against the Paints. It's their final game of a 5-game road stint in which they're 1-3 right now.
Stepping in to the box is Cameron Crawford for the Ground Sloths. Here in the top of the 5th, a 9-run lead for the Blue Caps, and they relied on their new lefty out of the pen in Caden Rose. The 0-1 is outside for a ball. From Beloit College in Forsyth, Illinois, he comes into normal and attempts to deal. 1 ball, 1 strike, kicks and fires. Lifted high into left field. Going under it is Lucas, and it bounces off the wall. He rounds first and going into second. The throw not in time, and leading things off is a stand-up double.
Once again, the ground sloths get an early base runner, but they haven't been able to convert a runner in scoring position into a run. But a good start there. Cameron Crawford hit that ball really hard, and it was impossible for Michael Lucas to see as it one-hopped off the warning track, off the wall, and he gets into second base standing.
Camden Highhold, laser one right into the shortstop. He gets Crawford into a pickle, sliding back into second, but he'll be tagged down and advancing over to first is Highhold.
I mean, that was the last thing you wanted to happen if you're the ground sloths. Heinold hits a hard ground ball to the shortstop position, and from a very young age, you're taught if you're on second with nobody gone and nobody on first, you're not moving on that. Crawford decides to bite, and the Blue Caps in Butler says, you know what? We'll take the easy out.
So Highhold reaches on the fielder's choice. He'll be checked on over at first. Bring up Andrew Zimmerman. He flew out back into center field, and we mentioned some of the issues that the wind has brought into play today. Zimmerman, first pitch to him is below, breaking for first and sliding, keeping his foot on, is Highhold to grab a bag. His second stolen base of the day.
Got to be careful there if you're Heinold, because if your foot comes off the bag and it's a better throw, Lucas is there and he would have been called out.
The fifth stolen base for the ground sloths today. Fouled away off the bat of Zimmerman for the first strike.
No net, no windows. I would have had that one.
You think so? I got to ask.
Well, you saw my play earlier
I did.
today.
Oh, man. We're bringing this up, aren't we?
I had to. It was a nice play.
Playing whoosh ball out there on the field in between games, or a bit of our intermission, and I will say you made a very athletic play, and it does fill your head a little bit. I know it does, just a little bit.
Oh, it sure did.
Oh yeah, the 1-1 slapped on right into the glove and off of the hand of the second baseman and Lucas, rounding second and third, coming in, and the first run for the ground sloths is scored.
Mishandled there by Lucas. Bounces all the way out to the center fielder, Ward. And before you know it, Heinold and his speed is across home plate with plenty of time to spare. So it's now 9-1 in favor of the Blue Caps.
Bringing up Tanner Soshanek. So the air allows Zimmerman to reach and scored a run. Pitch is fouled away. First strike.
Soshanek, he struck out his first time up and then lined out to right in the third. It was a hard hit last time, but Carter Ling was all over it.
The 1-1 is down in the dirt and stays in front of Beckman. Seen some active catchers today having to move around behind the dish to keep balls in front of them. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lifted high up into shallow right. Moving over is Lang. He moves to his right, now to his left, gets under it, and keeping the runner at first.
Lang again does a nice job tracking that ball down, and he makes the easy catch for out number 2.
John Bass, Sioux Valley Community College in Clinton, Illinois. 2 outs on the board, a runner on first. Run scored after the error from Lucas, which brought around Camden Highhold. 2 outs on the board. First pitch is swung on, first strike.
Bass has played in 3 games so far this season, 3 for 11 with an RBI. No hits yesterday. Had 2 flyouts to the outfield and a strikeout in the 6th.
The 0-1 is slapped on right into the glove of Crawford, who steps on first to get the third out. So after the double from Cameron Crawford, hard hit brought in after the error from Andrew Zimmerman, who made contact and reached, bringing Camden Highhold for the first run. A 9-1 ball game here. We'll be heading into the bottom of the 5th. Back in normal, the Blue Caps go into their dugout to grab their bats. They lead 9-1 here in the bottom of the fifth. Cole Stevens with Leo Romano and a new arm on the bump for the Ground Sloths.
Yeah, Cole, it's the right-hander Parker Eichhorst, who is from the area and attends North Central College. And so far this season, he's pitched 2 innings in relief, allowing just 1 hit and 1 earned run. He's struck out 3 batters while issuing 1 walk, and batters are only hitting 143 against him this far. They're 1 for 7.
Good stuff on the bump. Face 9-1-2. Leading things off, Jace Boudreau. He popped up back in the second and drew a walk in the first.
Jace Boudreau. Special place in my heart for that last name. It's my mom's maiden name. Shout out.
First pitch to him is outside, and talk maiden names. I think my mom's maiden name is Bacon.
That's
All
a
right.
good. I
Thank
love
you.
that last name.
First pitch was a ball. Deep breath, and the kicks and fires. Puts it in the zone. Eichhorst does for a strike.
I was trying to think of a joke or something with bacon, but I can't think that fast. Nothing there.
Yeah,
It's a good last name.
It is. My
I
mom.
have a friend whose last name is Bacon.
Really?
I do, yeah. Charlie Bacon.
The 1-1 thought about swinging, but holds back his swing as Boudreau for the Blue Caps. 2 balls, 1 strikes. Blue Caps up. They lead 9-1. Kicks and deals. For the 2-1 is swung on for a strike for an even count. Bacon, it sizzles. That's what you could have said.
Yeah,
Right.
that would have been a good one.
Right.
Back to the batter, Boudreau. No surprise he was late. He grounded out to first last time.
The 2-2 lifted up into the glove of Crawford for an out.
Right on cue. He flies out now to the first baseman.
And he could not bring the eggs to the breakfast if we already had bacon. Turning over the order is Drew Ward. He reached back in the third with an infield hit. Had a double back in the first and drew a walk, so he's reached base every time up. His 4th at-bat today with 1 out on the board. First pitch clips the outside part of the zone for a strike.
Drew Ward attended Sacred Heart Griffin, where he fell in the 3A sectional semi to Normal University, which is right here in the area.
There's about 4 high schools here in Normal Bloomington area, all come together, home to about 1,000, 2,000 kids each, which, in driving through, it's a beautiful town. I mean, beautiful day, too.
Oh, absolutely. And it's such a beautiful town that Drew Ward committed to Illinois Wesleyan.
The 1-1 is put into the zone for a strike. It's up 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Deep breath for Mike Horse. Steps, kicks, and fires. Down low for a ball. Makes the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
See if Ward can't put anything in play. Blue Caps are 2 runs away from ending this game right now.
Mike Horse delivers, and it's down low for a ball. Run rule is in effect, like you mentioned. The team leads by 10 or more by or after the 5th inning. The game will be over, since we only play 7-inning games here in the KCL. Pitch is swung on but fouled away and into the dirt. Drew Ward, a long at-bat for him, saying this will be his 7th pitch. 1 out on the board after flying out. Boudreau did, and turnover. Drew Ward still fighting to keep his streak alive. He's reached base 3 times in a row. 3-2. Swung on for strike 3. First strikeout for Eichhorst after being called upon.
Yeah, that's a really good pitch there from Eichhorst. And now the Ground Sloths have retired 7 straight batters, including a double play off the bat of Carter Lang back in the 3rd.
So the production from the staff has been noticeable. recently in the past few innings. 2 outs on the board. Austin Lucas steps in. First pitch to him is swung into right field. Moving over to his right is Silshanak to get under it, and he collects the 3rd out. So 1-2-3 goes the order. A 0 left on the board, a 9-run lead for the Blue Caps. Ground Sloths go into their dugout to get their bats going. We'll be right back here on the KCL Sports Radio for Top of the 6th action. Back in normal, a 9-run lead for the Blue Caps as they go on offense. The Ground Sloths look to get another run up on the board after their 1 run they earned back in the 5th. And Leo, a very productive inning of work. They had that double led off by Cameron Crawford, the fielder's choice, and then the error, which allowed Heinhold to come all the way around. First pitch to John Bass, it's in the dirt. He swings on it for a strike. Andrew Wagner thought about swinging, but it takes a bounce.
Wagner's last time up was pretty scary, to say the least. He was hit by a pitch in the helmet. Thank God for those.
2 balls, 1 strike. Swings on it for a strike. Brings the count even. The helmet, very helpful. Back in, I believe, one of the very early kid pitch days, I was running from first and caught a ball right into my helmet.
Ooh.
Swung on it for strike 3. Down goes swinging is Wagner, and Gavin Bailey looks to come up.
Nice pitch there from the lefty, who's been dealing in place of Corson.
Gavin Bailey drew a walk back in the 4th and grabbed a bag. He singled as well in the 2nd. He's reached base consecutively twice. First pitch to him is inside for a ball. Bailey, one of the few lefties, having some discussion with the home plate umpire. Take off his mask and hat, and we'll reset things here. And Theo, if you're the home plate umpire, it's kind of you don't know exactly what you're saying there.
Can't imagine what that's about.
1 ball, no strikes. Lifted high up into left field. Moving back is Lucas. Can he track it? He can't. Takes a bounce and hits the wall. Rounding first, now coming into second. He'll stay at second. And a good double off the bat of Bailey.
This Ground Sloths team won't go away. They haven't won a game yet. They're looking for their first of the season, and they're desperate for it. And Gavin Bailey delivers a double over the head of Lucas, going opposite field with the outside pitch. That's exactly where you want to put it, and now he's halfway to the cycle.
Ball traveled 300 feet into left field. Tyler Serdner steps into the box with a runner in scoring position on second. The 5th hit of the day for the Ground Sloths to the 7 that the Blue Caps have. Blue Caps lead 9-1 here in the top of the 6th. 1-0. Kicks and deals, swung on for a strike. The off-speed got Serdner to bite on it.
Sure did. Missed his bat by a couple of centimeters there, but that's why you got 3 strikes.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. kicks and fires. The 1-1. Lathered on right into the glove of Schilling. He flips it over to the first baseman and Rosell to get the tag on. And still over on second is Bailey.
Easy play for Schilling. Throw a little off target to Rosell. But Rosell wisely just steps off the back and decides to make the tag.
Nieves comes in with a runner on second. Grounded out twice today, once into a double play back in the second. First pitch to him is fouled away behind home plate.
Good cut right there from Nieves, who grounded into a double play his first time up, as he said, and then grounded out right back to the pitcher to end the fourth. He's actually ended 2 innings so far, and unfortunately for Nieves, he's in a position to end a third. Hopefully it doesn't happen.
The 0-1 is outside for a ball, and you mentioned that's not what you want to see, but typically the bottom of your lineup is the guys that are known to see the ball, just typically play better defense than hit. Pitch clips the bottom half of the zone for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deep breath from Rose. Looks over at second, now stares down the pitcher, the batter. Resets. Here in the top of the 6th, a 9-1 lead for the Blue Caps. Rose steps, kicks, and fires, and swung on for strike 3. Nieves ends his third inning. Goes down swinging for the third out. A 9-1 lead here in Normal for the Blue Caps over the Ground Sloths. We'll be right back on KCL Sports Radio for bottom of the 6th action. Back in Normal, Cole Stevens with Leo Romano. A 9-1 lead for the Blue Caps. Stepping in and leading things off is Carson Butler from Heartland Community College. You mentioned earlier in the broadcast, he'll be playing back here for his collegiate season. Home to the Heartland Hawks is the Corn Crib. First pitch is swung on for a strike. Luke Martin will actually come in. Carson Butler's day has come to an end. He doubled back in the third with an RBI. Luke Martin will get some action up here on the plate. He swung on and fouls it into the glove for his second strike.
Luke Martin, though, he's also a Heartland Community College guy, so he's a Hawk as well.
The 0-2 popped up and behind into foul territory. Takes a bounce into the stands and a souvenir for the fans here to watch some KCL games.
Some fans, they really love the souvenir. Other fans, they'll trade it in for ice cream. And that happened when I was working concessions not too long ago. I was shocked. When I was a little kid, I would love to keep those baseballs.
I mean, if you can get free ice cream, I would be turning them in. Any type of sweets when I was a kid, that's what I would do. Nowadays, I would love a free souvenir, right? Gotta count the calories. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Check swing goes around for strike 3.
Nice off-speed pitch by Eichhorst. Kind of locks up the hitter in Martin. Now he walks back to the dugout. And stepping up is Michael Lucas.
Eichhorst off to a good start, counting his strikeouts today, too. So far, between the 2 innings of work, 1 1/3. 1 out on the board, Michael Lucas steps in. First pitch to him is up high for a ball. It's interesting to me, Leo, that 9 runs scored by the Blue Caps, only 7 hits as a team.
Yeah, well, early on, right, Popovich was just giving a lot of free bases up.
The 1-0 is lifted up into right center. Moving over Silshanek and calling everyone off as he goes to his right to collect the second out.
That's now 10 straight batters retired. Talk about production from your pen. The Ground Sloths are getting that tonight. But they still find themselves down 8. And that's actually 11 outs in the last 10 batters, right? We go back to that Carter Lang double play.
Right, 11 outs in the last 10 batters. 2 outs on the board. Colby Glenn will step in. First pitch to him is lifted up in foul territory, moving over his pass. He takes his mask off and goes under it to collect the third out.
Quick work for Eichhorst. That's not a good feeling if you're Lang. First pitch, foul territory, and you're out.
Due up for the Ground Sloths, Crawford, Highhold, and Zimmerman. Ground Sloths are down 9-1 here in the Corn Crib. We'll be right back for bottom of the 6th action. Back in normal for top of the 7th action. 3 outs left to play with for the Ground Sloths. They're down 8. And a new arm on the bump in Blake Billups. A righty from Oakton College from Magnolia, Illinois. He's had some action earlier this year.
Sure has. He pitched an inning earlier this week. He faced 5 batters and threw 25 pitches. Only gave up 2 hits and 1 walk, totaling for 1 earned run.
The 4th arm on the bump today for the Blue Caps. Corson led things off, got through 2 innings, collected 2 strikeouts. Stone Slifer went through the 3rd and the 4th. Caden Rose's day came to the end after going through the 5th and 6th. Leading things off, Cameron Crawford doubled back in the 5th. Stands tall in the box and a deep breath by Billups. Kicks, fires, and deals. Puts it in the zone for a strike.
Good way for Blake Billups to start his outing. Fire that fastball right down central.
No balls, 1 strike. Billups steps, kicks, and slaps on right into the glove of Schilling. Zips it over to the first baseman for the first out.
Schilling's been pretty active now. In that hot corner, he's retired 2 out of the last 3 batters. And now Camden Heinold will step in, looking to make up 8 runs with only 2 outs now to work with.
1 out on the board. A 9-run lead for the Blue Caps. Ground sloths are up to bat. First pitch to Highhold is in the zone for a strike. See a bit of a different windup that Blake Billups has. It looks slower, but good speed. Steps for the 0-1. Outside.
This Blue Caps team, after their win yesterday against the Bobcats, are owners of the coveted Champions belt. And if the score holds, no doubt that they'll retain it.
The 1-1 off-speed pitch is outside for a ball.
The Champions belt is a new thing this year. It doesn't really add anything, just bragging rights, and you have to beat the team who has it in order to claim it.
2-1 is swung on, and for the Ground Sloths, they're still searching their first win. Not the hottest start to the season, but the Blue Caps fought back after going down 0-2. Their first 2 games dropping them and 1 back-to-back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch is lifted up into foul territory. Moving over is Rosell, but it will bounce off into the stands.
That one goes off the top of the dugout, which is brought to you by State Farm.
Bloomington, Illinois. State Farm headquarters here. Normal, just right next to each other. Pitch is lathered on and fouled away.
It was a hard hit there by Heinold, staying alive and scaring a fan.
76 miles an hour off the bat. Seems like a car flying on the freeway. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Heinold has lasted long at this at-bat. The fastball's down in the dirt for a full count.
And this is something Heinold's done all year, is really working pitchers. No easy out, that's for sure.
The 3-2 slapped on and fouled away. Long at bat for Heinold.
Quality at bat as well. Let's see if it can end up in a hit for the shortstop, who has a single already.
Singled back in the third. The full count. Lifted up and fouled away. He'll see his 9th pitch for this at-bat. A lot of contact being made. Just hasn't timed the swing right yet.
Yeah, he's just a little late. Good players adjust. We'll see what happens here.
The payoff pitch. Swung on for strike 3. 1 out left to play with.
What a good pitch. Messing with the timing of Heinold, and now the Blue Caps are only 1 out away from securing their 3rd consecutive win to get above 500 for the first time this season.
Last out on the hands of Zimmerman. First pitch to him is 65-mile-an-hour curveball that goes inside for a ball.
That's a curveball that Billups just didn't really secure.
The 1-0 lifted up into foul territory. Moving over is Glenn, who moved into right field, but it's into foul territory.
Yeah, a lot of movement for this Blue Caps roster from last inning to this inning. Colby Glenn now is in right for Lang, and Martin is at short for Butler.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Kicks and fires is up high. So Billups coming in. He's collected a strikeout and gotten the ground out. The leadoff man from Crawford. Strikeout on Heinold and searching. Chance to get the last out here. Pitch is outside of the zone for a ball. For Zimmerman. The ground sloth, they're down 8. 2-out rally rests in his hands if he can get on base here. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pitch is inside the zone for a strike.
If you're Billups, you got to go with your best pitch here to put this one away. Corn Belters up 10-1 now, by the way.
Wow. A payoff pitch with a 3-2 count, 2 outs. Chance for the Blue Caps to get their third win. Lifted up, and Rossell's moving over, and it's fouled away. And the Corn Belters up 10-1, and what inning is it in that game?
Top of the fifth. It's now 11-1 as Blakeney gets hit by a pitch with the bases juiced. Corn Belters looking to end this road stint strong.
The payoff pitch is lifted up. Moving over is Rose, but calling everyone off is Schilling to collect the third out. The Blue Caps win here in the Corn Crib. Final score of 9-1 in a well-fought-out game. Their hitting kept them in it, but their pitching did exactly what they needed to do. You call on Blake Phillips, and he gets you 3 outs. Goes 1, 2, 3.
Just a good game all around from the Blue Caps, and it started on the mound early and often. Zach Corson had an unbelievable start to this game, and then they got it done with the bats. Drew Ward went 2 for 3 today with a double and a single. He also walked before striking out in the fifth, and you get doubles just up and down this lineup, right? Carson Butler, he doubled back in the third. Michael Lucas had the bases clearing double to start off his day in the cleanup spot. He had a double from Carter Lang in the second, a double from Max Greamy in the second. It was a fun day for the Blue Caps in the batter's box, that's for sure.
Absolutely. You mentioned Michael Lucas back in the first, the base clearing double, 3 RBIs for him, and then he drew another run in after being grounded out. So a hit and 4 RBIs collected on the day. I would say that he was the main focal point of the offense.
That's right. Now the Blue Caps are at 3-2. They're just 1 game back of the Bobcats. They still have that champion's belt under their name. And now I love this tradition from the Blue Caps. They're taking care of their home field. You don't see many teams do that at this level, but it helps us out a ton here at the Corn Crib.
Absolutely. With a 9-1 victory for the Blue Caps, they've won 3 straight. For Leo Romano, I've been KC Stevens. Thank you all for listening here on the KCL Sports Radio.